got that. આપ સૌનું ખૂબ ખૂબ સ્વાગત છે. આજે આ બુક લોન્ચ માટે આપણે સૌ અહીંયા આગળ એકત્રિત થયા છે. મારું નામ છે અલ્પેશ પરેખ. I am on the governing council of Ahmedabad Management Association. I also am a managing director with a company called Gulmore Greens Golf and Country Club. More or less અમારે ત્યાં બધી આઉટડોર પ્રવૃત્તિઓ ઘણી બધી થતી હોય છે. સો મને એવું લાગે મારું આજે સૌભાગ્ય છે કે મને આવી એક બુક લોન્ચમાં આજે ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી મળી છે પાર્ટ લેવા માટેનો. Let me introduce first our two very eminent speakers on dais with me. First and foremost, I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce Dr. Paresh Kariya. He's a director of AIQ India, PAPL, and is a respected senior corporate leader with an ability to take businesses to the next level. He's a graduate in mechanical engineering, MBA in marketing, PhD in service businesses. He has more than 32 years of extensive experience. He has been actively involved in corporate leadership and training to companies, entrepreneurs in India and across South Asia. He's a visiting faculty at Nirma University, Symbiosis University, and our very own Gujarat University. He's a voracious reader and author of 7 books. He has presented his research papers on quality first, industry, business absolutes, HR, business development, M&A, possibility thinking, and various other topics in India and abroad. Mr. Kariya is also associated with AMA, FIV, AIMA, MIE, IIMM, ISTD, CII, and ASQ. He has a long list of achievements under his belt, and he deserves a big round of acknowledgement for being here today with us. We also have Dr. Hiren Panchal. He is the founder and CEO of Mahabhuti Consulting Group, founder and president of Mahabhuti Trainers Club, and director of Reach Much Higher Academic Foundation. He has initiated India's first Master Trainer Pride of India Awards to recognize and reward L&D professionals. He holds BSc MBA in HR from IMT Ghaziabad and has doctorate in HR management. A certified award-winning yoga teacher, Reiki and pranic healer, alternative medicine practitioner, clinical hypnotherapist. He holds certifications in the field of learning and organization development. Mr. Panchal has been recognized by the Economics Times at HR World Future Skills Conference 2023. He is also involved in the corporate social responsibility domain as project development and implementation expert. Let's give a big round of applause to Dr. Hiren as well. Can I have the pleasure of you both, sirs, today with a small bouquet and a book probably. Tame now aaj every book and tame lucky but now every book. Thank you. વધારે સમય ના લેતા, I'll request Dr. Paresh to come up and address all of us before we have the book launch, which happens.
So first of all, big thank you to all of you coming in a big number. I think after some time we'll have to open the gate further. And thank you, Alpesh Bhai, for a nice introduction to me and Dr. Panchal. So let us start with a greetings to all of you. Happy evening and warm welcome to all of you for today's program. It has two agenda. The first agenda is impactful employee engagement. My voice is clear to all of you? Perfect. So as a corporate person, it is my standard duty that this is a disclaimer This program is online. A lot of my employees are also watching right now. Okay, so what all I'll speak? I will speak in my personal capacity. It has nothing to do with the companies I worked in past and working right now. So this is my standard disclaimer. I will speak in my personal capacity. Before we start the program, I have a small request. If you have a smartphone, ensure it comes in silent mode or a vibration mode. And if something urgent, you can go out. I understand your business. पक्का हो गया, डन. दूसरा एक गारंटी चाहिए. At least for next 60-65 minutes, I want you here with your mind. Guarantee given? अभी पता नहीं चल रहा है. Big yes. Perfect. So if your mind is open, then I think all possible to drop in the ideas for impactful employee engagement. So let us start this first topic and preamble before we start the discussion or a talk. This discussion starts with a basic assumption that we all need people to help us to go long in our career or a profession. See, you can go only little far going alone. So you need people, and people factor is very important, right? So let us take in a big way. If you want to start a business, you want a big promotion, or you are developing or launching a new product for your company, or if you want your company to move in a new direction of a business, or if you want to expand your sales territory, or if you want to raise money for a good cause, you are going to need people to help you to get there, right? So you will never accomplish anything big without people power, and that is why employee engagement. So before we move further, let me ask a simple question to get you here. How many of you are managing people? Raise your hand. Very good. So 50-50. Okay. This I need 100%. How many of you are fully engaged in your work? Wow. So this will be a booster for you. And the person who was not raising, this will definitely push you, right, to get engaged, right? Or to engage your leaders or supervisor, that better you engage, we engage, right? So this is a good objective today, right? Now, how many of you here in HR? Raise your hand. All operational manager are also handling HR. So don't say I'm not in HR. All the managerial people are doing HR job, right? So how many of you know that employee engagement versus employee connect, both same or different? Hmm? Both same or different? Completely different. How many believe it is same? हाथ ऊपर करो. Dr. Hiren bhai, here fundamental totally clear hai, dekho, they are aware, right? So, but again, just to add to your knowledge, both are different, but both has a connect with people, right? So employee engagement and employee connect are the concept that focus on relationship between employee and their organization, but they differ in their scope, focus, outcome, and implementation. If you ask me, the scope of employee engagement is broader, right? It focus on overall emotional psychological investment in the people of organization, versus employee connect, the specific focus on communication and relationship within the organization. So scope is very clear. Connect is basically focus on communication. If you come to the outcome part of this, employee engagement aims to enhance job performance, reduce turnover, and increase productivity. And that is why HR majority of the time use employee engagement, and employee connect is part of employee engagement. And employee connect outcome is aims to improve internal communication, foster teamwork, and ensure employee feel supported and included, right? And implementation, look at both the implementation are different. Employee engagement implementation strategy may include recognition programs, career development opportunity, and work life balance initiative. Versus employee connect execution strategies include regular team meetings, social events, mentorship programs, and feedback system. So both are different in scope, right? Focus, outcome, and implementation. Just a clarity, because this will help you if you are building your career in HR. So now we are really starting our program of impactful employee engagement. So why this topic? And precisely, I remember 10th April, Thursday, 2014. I worked in multinational and I travel across India and Asia, right? So that time I was traveling India and one of the branch visit for a business development. So it is a real story. It was my branch office review meeting with my employee, and it was round table meeting, and I asked straight important question which I was interested, and I asked all the employees that how to increase the business and how to improve our services. And what happened, before I just wait, I started getting feedback. Somebody said Bhavesh Bhai is expert in that area, he can tell you how it is done. Even some other employees further added that Bhavesh Bhai taught me many things in one day than I learned in two years of my job experience. Every single person in that round table room agreed that Bhavesh was the best there. So I looked at Bhavesh with a proud eye that this man will be top of the world, but it was different, right? I looked at Bhavesh thinking that he will be thrilled by this appreciations and feedback. Instead, I saw that Bhavesh had a tears in the eyes. So I was also shocked, yeah, what went wrong? So I asked Bhavesh Bhai, what is wrong with you? And what is his feedback, He said, I never realized and never knew that people have such a high regards for me, right? So I never knew, he said, that anyone has felt about me. And trust me, that was a paradigm shift day for me. And what I found immediately, top of my mind, it's a missed opportunity. See, when you work in a big company, your head office or some important branches, VIP branches taken care. But more you go to the tier two, tier three cities and do the branch review, you come to the reality. Their people are mostly taken granted, into bracket, ignored. Like Bhavesh Bhai. Are you okay? And that is why this topic, and I really started taking a lot of interest from 10th April, Thursday, 2014. Long journey, last 10 years, I think I'm very much involved in this employee engagement activities across, right? So I realized that it was such a shame that Bhavesh had never felt appreciated. It was a missed opportunity for my business too, right? And we all could have benefited from this expertise. And when I met Bhavesh, it was only 2 weeks away to his retirement. So what a big miss I had and my company had, right? So we all could have benefited from Bhavesh's expertise, right? And more people could have learned from him, right? And this guy was clearly great at what he did, but who knows how much better he could have done, been in a workplace that has recognized and rewarded this type of people knowledge, right? And I knew that if he felt overlooked and underappreciated, others at branch office too, right? And it was a big task for me as a leader, right? And trust me, I promoted in my company effective 2007 as a director. So I realized after 7 years of my working as a director senior position. So moving further, what I immediately realized that what is wrong thing happening in tier 2 tier 3 city. So I understood that enhancing employee engagement, the role of their immediate boss, or we call in MNC supervisor, the role of supervisor is very crucial. Why? Because senior management top down, right? All the business plans or all the development activities or all the initiative top down, right? All this employee gives this feedback to the supervisor. It has to come bottom up now. Bottom up never happened, and that is why it was a missed opportunity. So the first target was to focus on all the leaders, into bracket supervisors and managers, to take them to the alignment, on a employee engagement. Instead of going right, day one to every grassroots level and telling a story that no, we want to involve you. No, I think these are the crucial people. So supervisor role is very, very important in employee engagement, and that was a great lessons I realized. So immediately after this, I asked a question. I said, what is a great learning today? So I learned that day that I cannot lead a great organization of a big size without getting my people aligned, enthusiastic, focused relentlessly on business goal, vision, and mission. What a rude guy like me. I said, how can we, increase or improve our business? But my employee never felt they are taken care, right? And everybody looked at Bhavesh Bhai. So I really realized that we have a haphazard effort across the country. As a MNC, I work in MNC. Haphazard effort across the country on an employee engagement. It was not properly aligned. And the second question I asked to all my HR team and all the supervisors and manager, where do we stand on this area? And collectively we rated that we are not totally employee focused organization. And I gave them a target that let us assume that we are at non-compliance and we want to go to complete personal conviction that yes, any damn person can ask you, you say with the proud that we are highly employee engaged company. So from total non-compliance to basic compliance and complete personal conviction to every leader and every employee. And this is a target. So far we have done journey of 10 years and my score is little above basic compliance. Still we are not at complete personal conviction. Never ever assume that employee engagement is a short-term task. It is a long-term task. Are you getting my point? It is not a short-term task, it is a long-term task, right? So immediately I put a 10-point program. सुनना है ना? सब लोग जाग रहे हैं ना? अभी भावेश भाई का मूड में से बाहर निकलो. अभी we are now in a new mode of life, right? Bhavesh bhai taught a lot. So immediately I did first job to making the mindset right. First my mindset right and my leaders mindset right. So 10-point program. Point number 1. I want the people who work for me to know that they matter. And I want them to enjoy coming to work every day. And I also understood that none of this would happen unless I make it happen. जब तक आप इनिशिएटिव नहीं लोगे तब तक कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. So this is a leadership job and all supervisors job. Point number 2, it is my job to cast a right shadow of a leadership because no one else was going to live up to this principle unless I live up to them first. So lead by example. Point number 3, as a leader, I always have to remember that people tend to follow the leader's action. And I cannot say one thing and then do another thing and expect people to believe to follow me. Impossible, right? So I have to be very, very authentic leader, right? As a leader, I have an opportunity to set the example of how business should be run. So these are top 3 points, followed by another 4, 5, 6, 7. Point number 4, get inside the head of your people. You cannot convince them of anything until you see the world from their perspective. Trust me, I realized in my long journey, in a short one word, perception, perception, perception. Perception differ. Are you getting my point? If I'm wearing this tie, you say fancy, but Hiren Bhai say, no, this is a corporate color. You say, no, this is a fun color. Are you getting my point? So perception differ. So you have to get into the mind of people and just commonize that what is a common perception. And in perception, again, there are 2 ranges, the extreme and ignorant part. Both this you have to analyze, right? So get inside the head of people. Think big. If you have a very poor sales growth, 3-4%, and you can't set a target of 10% growth next year, better you put 25-30%, and even if you fall short, definitely you will be above 10%, right? So give an aggressive target with a support, right? Never ever sell the small dream. Everybody want to grow in the company. Are you getting my point? If you are working in a company and if the company is growing at 3%, 4%, you feel bad now. But if company is growing about 20% and your stock market prices are shooting up, you enjoy now. You also buy company stock. And today stock market is doing good, right? So think big. Practice extraordinary authenticity. It means that you as a leader, you don't have all the answers. If time comes, accept your weakness, acknowledge that you don't know about this topic. Collectively, we will have to work together. Sometimes you have no ultimate answer, but the right answer is that yes, we have taken initiative and work in progress. Still, journey not complete. I confessed in front of you that even on an employee engagement, we are little above basic compliances. And this is what the same dialogue I tell my employee, that we have a long way to go to become extraordinary company on engagement, right? And when you are fully engaged, I think your results speak loud and clear. Point number 7, look for good ideas in unexpected places. Trust me, I travel across India and entire Asia. And my job is, after the business hours, I spend time, which is informal time. Need base, I go to their family and have a dinner also, right? So where I can truly go inside the hearts and minds of people. And trust me, I get a lot of idea. And I will give you one idea. I had been to one young couple, and this young couple, the husband is working as a service engineer in my company, right? And after the dinner, the wife, just commented. He said, "मेरा husband आपने जो ओटिस का येलो कलर का हेलमेट दिया है वो लेके तो जाता है, बट बाहर खाली लॉक मार के लगाता है, पहनता नहीं है." हेलो, आप भी करते हो ना ऐसा कि नहीं? So I realized from wife feedback, कि objective to give the hard helmet is for a protection. Yes or no? And immediately I got idea to involve family in the safety of our employee. You got it? So ऐसी जगह पे जाओगे तो पता चलेगा कि यार क्या हो रहा है, right? So even many places, trust me, I got negative feedback also, which I tried hard. Because we are in Gujarat, so we have alcohol is prohibited here. But I was in Pune and I got a feedback from the many working people's wife, यार पूरा सैलरी घर में नहीं आता है. और सैलरी जब पूछा ना उसके घर में खाना खाते खाते कि सर आपका ऑफिस में तो बहुत कम सैलरी है, 12,000 का. मतलब कहाँ 12,000 है, 30,000 सैलरी है. आप समझ रहे हो ना? घर में 12,000, कंपनी देती है 30,000. सो दीज आर ऑल रियलिटी, द मोमेंट ऑफ ट्रूथ. मोर यू विजिट द पीपल, गो एंड अंडरस्टैंड देम. As a company, now my responsibility as a leader is to coach, train, mentor, inculcate value in the working people to tell a truth to the family. And don't hide all this stuff and just try to improve on the bad habit. I am not against alcohol. Are you getting my point? But I want to tell them in limit, right? Because all these areas, alcohol is part of their culture, but in limit, right? घर में गलत मत बोलो. तो बहुत लंबा होमवर्क है. आपको लग रहा है आज का टॉपिक सिंपल है. आज का टॉपिक आपको जगाने के लिए बहुत आपको होमवर्क मिलने वाला है. इफ यू आर वर्किंग पीपल, आपके लिए बहुत बड़ा होमवर्क है. नाउ अनदर 3 पॉइंट्स टॉप 10 में से. पॉइंट नंबर 8, choose a can do mindset. There is a huge difference between the person or a leader who say we can try this versus the leader who say that we can do this. And I trust, I like these people, we can do this. Try करने वाले क्या है, दोनों साइड में है. आप समझ रहे हो ना? मेरी कंपनी में आप आओगे ना तो मेरे सेल्समैन इतने स्मार्ट है ना कि आपको मजा आएगा. और वो सेल्समैन ने कहां से सीखा था? उसकी वाइफ से. दिस सेल्समैन वेंट फॉर बाइंग अ साड़ी फॉर वाइफ ड्यूरिंग दिवाली टाइम. दिवाली टाइम पे हम साड़ी वारी लेते हैं, राइट? थोड़ा कल्चरल फैमिली था. तो वो साड़ी वाला जो सेल्समैन था ना, उसका वाइफ ने 3-4 साड़ी सिलेक्ट किया. तो उसका वाइफ थोड़ा हस्बैंड को फॉलो करता था, तो बोला देखो ये पिंक है, ब्लू है, दोनों अच्छा है, लेना चाहिए. उसका हस्बैंड मेरे जैसा था, डबल माइंड में ऐसे ही साड़ी देख रहा है. वो सेल्समैन स्मार्ट था. सर सर सर, नो वरी मैडम, विल यू बाय पिंक और ब्लू? क्वेश्चन सुना? एटलीस्ट एक तो बाय करके निकलो. हस्बैंड अभी रिजेक्ट कर देगा. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो दीज आर ऑल स्मार्टनेस व्हेन यू से दैट we can do this. We can do this means you apply possibility thinking. You apply all imagination to come to the achievement, right? And if you ask me, when I take interview, I give more marks to possibility thinker and imagination person. I do respect knowledge, but I go beyond knowledge, right? The possibility thinker and the person who uses the imagination and the analogy and come to the statement, we can do this. Point number 9, publicly recognizing and rewarding small wins keeps everyone motivated for a long haul. So here the correction of Bhavesh Bhai story across the company. And last point, get rid of cynics. It means pessimist. In many teams, 1% or 2% will reject your values and spread negative energy. Moving that person out will show everyone that you are serious about optimism in the company. ऐसे negative वाले को बाहर निकालो. And I have done it. I am very popular in my company. You got my point. If you are always negative thinker, I listen for some time. But एक point पे बोलता हूँ, मेरा HR को इसको जरा रास्ता दिखाओ. Are you getting my point? So get ready to change the way you think about leadership, and more important, the way you practice it every day. So 10-point program, quick implementation. उसके बाद क्या किया? Wherever I travel, I started sharing my grandmother story. हेलो, जाग रहे हो ना? आप जब छोटे थे तो स्टोरी सुनाता था कोई आपको? हाँ या ना? हाँ, तो हमारी दादी का स्टोरी सुनना है आपको? हाँ या ना? ध्यान से सुनो, ये स्टोरी अभी शुरू हो रहा है. हाँ, सो स्टोरी ऐसे स्टार्ट हो रहा है कि एक बहुत बड़ा सा जंगल है, वेरी बिग जंगल, और ये जंगल में एक हवेली है, और ये हवेली का जो एंट्री पॉइंट है ना, वो एक बड़ा सा हॉल है हवेली में, और ये हॉल में चारों ओर मिरर है, ऑल द साइड मिरर, इवन टॉप ऑल्सो मिरर एंड बॉटम मिरर, ऑल साइड मिरर मिरर मिरर. ये जंगल में एक डॉग है, वैसे तो 2 डॉग है, पहला एक डॉग आएगा. ये डॉग है ना, फाइटिंग डॉग है, ऑलवेज फाइटिंग. सो ये डॉग बाय मिस्टेक ये हवेली में अंदर घुस गया. तो वो जब हवेली का रूम में आया, चारों ओर देखा तो डॉगी दिखाई देगा, और ये तो फाइटिंग डॉग है, तो ही स्टार्टेड फाइटिंग. फिर फाइटिंग वाला डॉग गाली बहुत बोलता है, तो ही स्टार्टेड एब्यूजिंग. इको, राइट? फाइटिंग, एब्यूजिंग, क्रिटिसाइजिंग, वेंट ऑन. थोड़ा घंटे के बाद वो थक गया, फिर धीरे से बाहर आके नीचे बैठा, सोच रहा है, all the dog in this world are unhappy dog like me. All the dog in this world are unhappy dog like me. स्टोरी का पार्ट नंबर 1. पार्ट नंबर 2, एक हैप्पी डॉग है ये जंगल में, वो भी गलती से ये हवेली में घुस गया, और वो आके देखता है, तो उसका तो आदत है पहले स्माइल दिया. सब स्माइल तो दो यार, सबने स्माइल दिया डॉग ने. ऑल द डॉग्स आर स्माइलिंग. तो ये तो खुश हो गया, तो ही स्टार्टेड डांसिंग, क्योंकि हैप्पी डॉग ऑलवेज डांस ना. ऑल द डॉग्स आर डांसिंग. तो बोलता है अभी संगीत करता हूं, तो ही स्टार्टेड सिंगिंग. ऑल द डॉग्स स्टार्टेड सिंगिंग. फिर बहुत मजा आया, तो ही स्टार्टेड एप्रिशिएटिंग. ऑल द डॉग्स स्टार्टेड एप्रिशिएटिंग. अगेन वेंट ऑन. 2-3 घंटे में वो भी थक गया, एंड ही केम आउट. बाहर आके बैठा और सोचता है, ऑल द डॉग इन दिस वर्ल्ड आर हैप्पी डॉग. आप समझ गए? So point here of grandmother's story, the world doesn't bring good or evil on its own. Yes or no? Everything that is happening around us is the reflection of our thoughts, feelings, wishes, and actions, right? So world is a big mirror. Strike a good pose. Smile from deep within. Trust me, life is beautiful. Yes or no? And there was one movie, उसका नाम था डियर जिंदगी, मेरा फेवरेट था. वहां भी यही मैसेज है, राइट? एंड पूरा दिन में आप एनालाइज करोगे ना, तो वी गेट 60,000 थॉट्स. हेलो, 60,000 थॉट्स. अभी ये 60,000 थॉट्स में मोर देन 50% थॉट्स नेगेटिव आता है ना, तो आप डिप्रेशन में हो, वो मेरा गारंटी है. हेलो, आप डिप्रेशन में हो, आपको जरूरी है कुछ ट्रीटमेंट लेने का. एंड दूसरा मेरा स्टैंडर्ड है, इफ मोर देन 25% थॉट भी नेगेटिव आता है ना, आपको करेक्शन मोड चालू करना चाहिए, right? And this was one of the bottom line, action across my company in our impactful employee engagement program. उसके बाद मैं सुबह दिव्य भास्कर पढ़ रहा था, उसमें आज आर्टिकल है। तो मेरा सेक्रेटरी का नाम जूडी थे, उसने कॉपी के पेस्ट करके बोला, सर आपका प्रेजेंटेशन आज है ना, उसका आर्टिकल में भी इनडायरेक्टली मैसेज आया है। व्हाट दे हैव रिटन दिव्य भास्कर टुडे, નકારાત્મક વિચારોની ઓળખ સકારાત્મકમાં બદલીને આપણે આશાવાદી બની શકીએ. આર યુ ગેટિંગ પોઈન્ટ? સકારાત્મક લોકો 15% વધુ જીવે છે. બધાને લાંબુ જીવવું છે ને, યુ વોન્ટ ટુ સ્ટે લોંગ, રાઈટ? સો મેસેજ ઇઝ વેરી ક્લિયર that optimism and positive thinking is the fundamental part of company growth and employee growth. उसके बाद दूसरा न्यूज़पेपर हमारी जूडिथ ने देखा, पता नहीं फूलछाप का कुछ है, सतत सफर थवा माटे आ बाबत याद राखो. राजकारण होय કે વ્યવસાય, મહત્વ તો વ્યક્તિ અને લોકોનું જ છે, માટે જેટલું સારું લોકોનું સંચાલન એટલું જ સારું પરિણામ મળે. सो दो न्यूज़पेपर ने आज का ओपन फोरम को सपोर्ट किया है. सो थैंक यू टू बोथ द न्यूज़पेपर, राइट? नाउ कमिंग टू सम एक्शन आइटम, आर यू रेडी? Small changes with a big differences, right? So what we did is we run one program, and program का नाम है Made to Move You. Made to Move You means आपको हम धक्का मारेंगे और आगे लेके जाएंगे. Are you getting my point? Made to move you. And what we did is we started culture building for impactful employee engagement. What we did is we put 5-point program. Point number 1, we celebrate imagination. We started pushing people, we started encouraging people to share the imagination and grow the business. Encourage new thinking, smart risk taking lead us to innovation. And we have an innovation lab in our company. Point 2 of this program is we believe in us. We believe in us means we are powerful, empower and inspire each other through support, autonomy and trust. Point number 3, we are many voices. We are many voices means the greatest idea come from diverse team of thinker with a different point of view. Point number 4, we are better together. It means we align as one team, collaborate to the best serve our customer. एंड हमारी कंपनी में आप किसी को भी पूछोगे ना कि आपको सैलरी कौन देता है, उसका जवाब क्या आएगा मालूम है? नोबडी विल से कंपनी इज गिविंग अवर सैलरी, बोले कस्टमर पे अवर सैलरी, राइट? सो एम्प्लॉई एंगेजमेंट मस्ट बी फोकस ऑन इंटरनल कस्टमर डिलाइट and external customer delight, right? So point very clear, we are better together to serve our customer. We strive to be the best, meaning that set big goals, rise to the achieve them and win as a team. So we have done Insight Out and we are doing good on this program, very popular program. And उसके बाद हमने एक और कॉन्सेप्ट चालू किया, उसका नाम है साइनी आइज. साइनी आइज मीन्स मैं ऑफिस में जब आता हूं ना, आदमी का आंख से पता चल जाता है कि सब बराबर है कि नहीं है. Shiny Eyes is a program, hard to define but easy to see, right? So we ensure that people feel energetic, people feel passion to come to work every day, and that is where Shiny Eyes. And we have a lot of programs to ensure that they come with a passion and just ready to wait कि कभी ऑफिस खुलेगा, right? And we have a program called CARE, CARE, Continuous Assurance for Respect and Empathy. ऑल एंड ऑल एक और प्रोग्राम, उसका नाम है 7S प्रोग्राम फॉर ऑल द लीडर्स इंक्लूडिंग सुपरवाइजर्स, मैनेजर्स, एवरीबडी. सुपर ऑर्डिनेट गोल, छोटा सोचना ही नहीं है, बट आगे बढ़ना है. एंड हम आगे बढ़ेंगे तो वी कैन डबल द सैलरी in every 2.5 to 3 years. And trust me, this is happening with a powerful employee engagement. So superordinate goals, strategy, structure, systems means SOP, processes, style, skills and staffing, right? So ultimately this gives us the confidence of revenue growth, bottom line growth, and very important is a positive cash flow, right? If you ask me as a director of my company, मेरा 3 interest area है: turnover, profit, cash flow. बट अभी आज की तारीख में मेरा जो टॉप ऑफ फर्स्ट एरिया इज माय पीपल इन्वॉल्वमेंट. इफ माय पीपल आर इन्वॉल्व, आई विल गेट रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ, आई विल गेट प्रॉफिट ग्रोथ, एंड आई विल गेट कैश फ्लो. Are you getting my point? And that is why today's evening talk, employee engagement matters a lot. If you are really a serious business person, or if you are really a serious leader, or you want to be, professional leader in the field. हाँ, हार्ट बीट भी पता होना चाहिए. एक बार एम्प्लॉई एंगेजमेंट हो गया तो प्रोग्राम खत्म नहीं है. That is why I told you the impactful employee engagement is always work in progress. It's not ultimate, right? So checking the pulse is very, very important time to time. So what are that area we are, checking our pulse regularly? Integrity, passion of our people, teamwork, networking, humility, action more than words. क्योंकि हमारे यहाँ बोल बच्चन नहीं चाहिए, काम करना पड़ेगा. Action more than words. Rewarding contributors, right? Bounce back in a bad situation. Trust me, we had a very bad situation, and you also had a bad situation during corona time. Even post corona, our days were very bad. Are you getting my point? Many of the leader like us, we say we will not take salary. Are you getting my point? हमने पगार भी नहीं लिया, काम करेंगे. जब अच्छा दिन आएगा तभी सोचेंगे. If you have a positive cash flow, right? So bounce back in a bad situation and long term vision. These are all patterns we must be inculcating, we must be watching, right? हमारे यहाँ एक एनुअल इवेंट है. वो एनुअल इवेंट का नाम है एम्प्लॉई एंगेजमेंट सर्वे. एम्प्लॉई एंगेजमेंट सर्वे में हमारा तीन तीन एरिया है. जो पहला एरिया है बेसिक फैक्टर. क्वेश्चन हमारा बेसिक फैक्टर के ऊपर रहता है. व्हाट आर द बेसिक फैक्टर ऑफ एम्प्लॉई एंगेजमेंट? जॉब सेटिस्फैक्शन, सुपरवाइजर फीडबैक, वर्क एनवायरनमेंट एंड जॉब कॉन्टेक्स्ट. तो बेसिक फैक्टर तो सब खुशी होना चाहिए. खुश नहीं है तो आप तो जीरो एंगेजमेंट पे हो. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? इफ पुअर वर्क एनवायरनमेंट, जॉब कॉन्टेक्स्ट अच्छा नहीं है, सुपरवाइजर इज नॉट गुड, तो क्या है यार? देयर इज नो हाइजीन इन द कंपनी and your attrition rate will be very, very high. उसके ऊपर का जो क्वेश्चनर हम पूछते हैं, that is called intermediate factor. Intermediate factor means commitment, development and growth, teamwork and capabilities, involvement, listening to their voices and job content. And last is a advanced factor. Advanced factor means confidence in senior leaders, engaged in moving organization and forward decision making, right? तो इतने सारे पॉइंट के ऊपर we have set up our question set and we take the feedback annually. Apart from that, we have on the spot surveys is a different matter, but साल में एक formal survey होता है. On that basis we add new people policy, we amend existing people policy, and we have a lot of action plan based on this feedback. So recently we put one program based on this employee survey, engagement survey. What is this program? United by Values. And why this program? I will tell you. First, listen to my statement. People who don't trust before explanation will not trust even after explanation. Trust cannot be negotiated. So what I found is that there was a lack of trust between and among, fill in the blank, people oblique departments. हेलो, कंपनी में काम करते हो तो जल्दी समझोगे. Lack of trust between, among people oblique departments, right? So what I did is, with my smart HR, there's a lady Suma, so she put a good idea and we executed this idea. And idea का नाम था United by Values. So what we did is, we started developing the culture of building the trust between and among. एंड हिरेन भाई, थैंक यू. आउटबाउंड ट्रेनिंग हमने बहुत यूज किया उधर. वो जो आपने ब्लाइंड वाला कराया था ना, आप समझ गए ना, ब्लाइंड वॉक. सो वी स्टार्टेड फर्स्ट इनकलकेटिंग द ट्रस्ट बिटवीन एंड अमोंग. सो वंस यू हैव अ ट्रस्ट बिटवीन एंड अमोंग ना, इट डेवलप द रिस्पेक्ट. यस और नो? एक दूसरे के ऊपर जब भरोसा करेंगे तो हमारा रिस्पेक्ट भी डेवलप होगा. तो वी डेवलप अ चेन ऑफ ट्रस्ट, रिस्पेक्ट, एंड बाकी का बेनिफिट क्या मिला? ये दो से, इंटीग्रिटी, innovation and excellence. Very popular program, and I invite your attention. If you are working in a company, please use this, right? There is no monopoly. Apart from that, these are all latest, which we are doing. Process driven transformation means we always believe that person is not a problem, process is a problem. कुछ भी गलत होता है, don't blame or claim the individual. प्रोसेस में जाओ, उसने प्रोसेस फॉलो की है तो प्रोसेस का गलती है, वो आदमी का गलती नहीं है. एंड एडवर्ड डेविंग का नाम सुना होगा. ही इज वेरी पॉपुलर, ही इज अ क्वालिटी गुरु, ग्लोबली नोन पर्सन. आई एम अ लीन सिक्स सिग्मा ब्लैक बेल्ट, तो मेरा तो पक्का बिलीफ सिस्टम है. एंड उसका एक स्टेटमेंट है एडवर्ड डेविंग का, दैट 94% ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम इन द बिजनेस आर सिस्टम ड्रिवन, ओनली 6% आर पीपल ड्रिवन. तो ये भी सेलिंग कर रहा है ना, पर्सन इज नॉट ए प्रॉब्लम, प्रोसेस इज अ प्रॉब्लम. एंड ये जो बोल रहा है ना 6% पीपल ड्रिवन, यहां 6% का भी हमने रूट कॉज एनालिसिस किया है कि ये 6% का जो कोई आदमी गलती करता है ना, दो रीजन होता है. गलती करने का पहला रीजन है लेक ऑफ नॉलेज, तो उसको ट्रेनिंग दो, टीचिंग दो, कोचिंग दो, मेंटरिंग दो. और दूसरा रीजन क्या हो सकता है? एटीट्यूड. उसका एटीट्यूड ही ऐसा है, इग्नोरेंट और कुछ सुनने का नहीं. उन लोगों को बाहर निकालो. जो लोगों को ट्रेनिंग, टीचिंग, कोचिंग, मेंटरिंग चाहिए उसको दे दो. और एटीट्यूड वाला आपको लग रहा है कि रिपीटेडली सुधर नहीं रहा है, तो यू से डॉक्टर कारिया ने बोला है नौकरी छोड़ के जाओ, हिसाब कर लो कल. वी डू दिस. सो 94% प्लस अनदर 4-5% ऑफ lack of knowledge, training, etc. तो 99% तो मैं गारंटी देता हूं, प्रोवाइडेड यू हैव अ प्रोसेस ड्रिवन एंड फुली एंगेज्ड एम्प्लॉय विथ यू. तो आज 99% लेके बाहर निकलोगे आप, हाँ या ना? 99% मार्क मिल गया आपको. एडवर्ड डेविंग ने और एक बात बताया है कि कोई भी एम्प्लॉय को पूछो आप करते क्या हो, तो what he said that if you cannot describe what are you doing as a process, it means you don't know what you are doing. आप कभी एचडीएफसी में जाओगे ना, फुल्ली प्रोसेस ड्रिवन बैंक, कभी आपको हेडेक हो जाएगा, नहीं सर ये बाकी है, वो बाकी है, बट वो उसका प्रोसेस छोड़ेगा नहीं. ट्रस्ट मी, सबको यही एक्सपीरियंस है ना. दे फॉलो प्रोसेस, इट इज अ डिटो. एंड दीपक भाई पारेख वाज इन आवर बोर्ड up to 2012. So I know him personally, Deepak Parekh, right? So very process focused. Now a couple of slides before we go to the book launch. What is latest we are doing, right? What are our changing terms? So recently what we started making some changes in our impactful employee engagement program. We realize, we recognize that business is changing, right? Our strategic priorities are also changing. Even business environment is also changing. And trust me, the biggest change in our company is a workforce demographics. Workforce demographics, I will explain detail in the next slide. And the way we work is also changing. Technology allows different ways of work. I remember during Corona time, I purchased 47 cobots, not robots, right? Which is as good as robots, but cobots in manufacturing, right? So पूरा तरीका अलग हो गया. वी हैव अ साल्वागेनी मशीन. आप अंदर एक बार सीट मेटल लोड कर दोगे तो कॉन्स्टेंटली आपका एलिवेटर का ऑटोमेटिक डोर्स एंड केबिन अपने आप बन के बाहर निकल जाएगा. वर्कर को कुछ नहीं करना है, प्रोग्राम करना है और स्टार्ट. एंड इट विल वेंट ऑन फॉर 8 आवर्स अ शिफ्ट. तो उसका काम क्या है? 10 मिनट का. बाकी क्या करेगा? तो काफी टेक्नोलॉजी आ गई है ना अपना बिजनेस में, तो उसको भी यूटिलाइज करना है ना. सो उसका नॉलेज एंड स्किल. तो सबसे पहले हमने बड़ा काम क्या किया? वी एनालाइज दैट व्हाट इज अवर वर्कफोर्स डेमोग्राफिक्स. आप सब लोग सुनते होंगे ना, हम बोलते हैं कि बूमर्स, जनरेशन एक्स, मिलेनियल्स एंड जनरेशन जेड. पहले वो डेफिनेशन समझ लेते हैं. बूमर्स मीन्स आपका बर्थ ईयर 1946 टू 1961. If you are generation X, I am in generation X. 1965 to 1978 आपका बर्थ ईयर है. मिलेनियल्स मीन्स आपका बर्थ ईयर है 1979 टू 1996, राइट? एंड एनीबडी अबोव 1997 दे आर जनरेशन जेड. तो हमने पूरा डेटा देखा इंडिया का. तो इंडिया में वी रियलाइज कि हमारे इधर मिलेनियल्स स्लोली बढ़ रहे हैं, राइट? और हमारे जो जनरेशन एक्स है वो कम हो रहे हैं. सो व्हाट वी अंडरस्टूड विद द डिटेल सर्वे कि all these millennials, they care more about having a supervisor or manager who is creative, resourceful and has a mentorship capabilities. बट हमारे यहाँ गैप क्या था? देखो, जनरेशन एक्स के पास वो कैपेबिलिटी नहीं था। जनरेशन एक्स वो जमाने में जब सीनियोरिटी मिला ना, वो उसका बॉस से क्या सीखा है? सब कुछ मत सिखाओ, अदरवाइज आपका जॉब खतरे में आ जाएगा। हेलो, ध्यान से सुन रहे हो ना? ये हमारे जमाने की बात कर रहा हूं, अभी नया जमाना अलग है, राइट? सो millennials care more about having manager who is creative, resourceful, and has mentorship capability. So what we did is we started correcting our supervisors and managers, seniors, to improve their creativity, imagination, giving them ideas to share the resources, be resourceful, and provide the mentorship to the millennials, right? ये बहुत बड़ा प्रोग्राम था, and work in progress, but we are getting the result. उसके बाद हमने एक और प्रोग्राम चालू किया, उसका नाम है बेंच मार्किंग। बेंच मार्किंग का मीनिंग है फाइंड आउट हु इज बेस्ट इन क्लास, हु इज बेस्ट इन क्लास इन एम्प्लॉय एंगेजमेंट। तो हमने बहुत कुछ हमारा नेटवर्क बढ़ा दिया, राइट फ्रॉम रोटरी क्लब टू BNI, यू सी मी एवरीवेयर, you see me in IIM Ahmedabad also, you see me in IIT also, you see me everywhere. What I am look out, best in class on a employee engagement, right? So we have started searching the diamond, जो इधर है ना, बहुत बड़ा diamond है, देखो. And there is one website which I am sharing with you, American Productivity Quality Council. वहां आप टाइप करोगे ना गूगल में, तो यहाँ वर्ल्ड का बेस्ट इन क्लास कंपनी का प्रेजेंटेशन होता है, एंड व्हाट आर दे डूइंग in the context of business growth or employee engagement. And all in all, we found out couple of good company to benchmark them, their best practices. And these are the big companies. We started learning from them. If you ask me, what I love was Johnson managing workforce to value and vision of the company, right? Even I liked Disney for selection, training, and culture building. तो ऐसी सब कंपनी के पास हमने लिखा, उसका प्रेजेंटेशन देखा, उसका सब वीडियो हमने एनालाइज किया. मी एंड माय HR टीम, वी हैड अ ग्रेट जॉब, but we are truly trying to roll over the good programs, right? Even I have authored one book at AMA, job specific interview skill. If you get time, please buy it. It is my 18 years of experience conducting the interview. So now finally concluding, Dr. Hiren bhai, aa raha hu main aapke paas. Okay, so finally concluding the today's evening talk. So if you have an engaged employee, you get the result, you see the result, you get the visibility. If you are registered stock market company, your stock price will tell you the truth, right? And people love to work with your company. So engagement is very very important. And मान लो disengaged है तो पता चल जाएगा, shiny eyes नहीं दिखेगा, है या ना? एंड आपका एट्रिशन रेट भी हाई होगा, और आपको भी लगेगा यार क्या कौन सी कंपनी में मैं काम कर रहा हूँ, राइट? सो थोड़ा यहाँ आपको अवॉइड करना है. दिस इज अ इंडिया सर्वे, राइट, which we want to share, that if you are highly engaged company, 22% higher profitability, 37% lower absenteeism, 26% greater stock price growth, 16% greater revenue growth. This is minimum guaranteed. Minimum guaranteed. Maximum can be double, triple, right? Provided how much you have a passion. And my final slide on impactful employee engagement, and this is my futuristic statement, which will come in a company balance sheet. What I want to say today, the future statement, a direct link between human capital and corporate financial result is not readily apparent in traditional accounting practices. Means balance sheet में किधर भी पता नहीं चलता है employee engagement का. Once we are able to measure this intangible asset, means employee engagement, more accurately, I think investors and financial professional will begin to look at human capital metrics as another indicator of company's value. And trust me, this is coming, because I am a great investor in a stock market. And if you find that some senior leaders are resigning, or some talented leader is taking over the company, stock price go up or down. And future, trust me, in balance sheet, people will have to put their people investment and engagement related matrix data, right? Even I remember as a director, हमारा जब annual report आता है तो मेरा नाम आता है, in a board of director. बस खाली नाम आता है और कितना पगार लेता वो आता है, उससे आगे कुछ नहीं आता है, right? So ये limited data है, but I think instead all the leaders and the active people, talent metrics must come in the balance sheet of a company, right? So here I just conclude my impactful employee engagement, and before we go to the book launch, just small questions if you have, I will try to answer that. Okay, question answer last में करेंगे. Now we are coming to the Alpesh bhai book launch.
Thank you, sir. Big round of applause for Dr. Paresh bhai. I think this happens when you have a great orator. ખબર ના પડે કેટલી વાર થઈ ગઈ, કેટલું બધું એમને આપણને શીખવાડી દીધું, ટાઈમ ક્યાં જતો રહ્યો. But it's been great learning. I was taking pictures because there was so much learning to go through. There are so many ideas that we have probably as entrepreneurs, but to have them so well formulated and put it up is brilliant. So thank you, sir, for presenting it. And can I request now both of you to come forward for the book launch, as well as invite few of your guests who were here and you wanted them to be up on the dais as well.
So I would like to request some of the dignitaries on the dais. Dr. P.K. Rajput, former Senior Vice President for Kariya. Harish Chaturvedi, sir, CTO, GSP Crop Sciences. And Manoj Onkar, sir, please come forward.
Let me do a favor. ये one picture नहीं लेना है. I want to open it. No, we'll open these books. We will open and then we'll show you. No, don't spend time now.
This is easy to.
Okay, so we can put those and
सब एक एक हाथ में रखेंगे. Open तो करेंगे. हिरेन में आपको और चतुर्वेदी साहब को करेंगे. Sir, are you okay? So formally, I think we do like this. पहले book launch करें, चतुर्वेदी साहब को उसके बाद. ठीक है. हाथ में करना है. आप ओपन करिए. हिरेन भाई तो हिरेन बस जो. दोनों साथ में. दोनों साथ में. So now we just take a good.
you can have this as a picture.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I should put our personal gifts as well as ensure that 100%.
Before we let the dignitaries go down, let's have a big round of applause for all of them. And I'm going to quickly request Dr. Hiren bhai to come forward and address all of us. We would be running, we are really short on time, so I'm not sure whether we'll get then time for Q&A, but between you both, you both have 10 minutes to wind up the whole session. So please go ahead.
I just take 1 minute. Why this book? The answer is I attended 2 programs of Dr. Hiren bhai. I had my business meeting in Goa and I saw his WhatsApp. So I said, along with business meeting, and he allowed me to take my personal time for a company also, and wonderful inbound training. And uske baad I got an idea that inbound training is not only for a soft skill. We can use outbound training for technical skill also. And I practice this outbound training plenty in my company. And so far, I think 9-10 months. And during my journey, I called up Hiren bhai कि यार इसके ऊपर कुछ लिखना चाहिए. क्योंकि 2020 में मैंने एक बुक लिखा था, उसका नाम था गेम बेस्ड ट्रेनिंग. Because we as a company, we build up our trainer. We have trained the trainer program, and दूसरा एक program है technical train the trainer. 2 program है certification के. But on that basis, Hiren bhai, big thank you. And now I request you please come here and explain all of us. Thank you.
So first of all, I would like to thank Dr. Kariya for this insightful presentation and for this opportunity. to present the work which we are doing from almost now 17 years into L&D. So initially we have started with trainings, and then uh, offering the trainer programs. And before 3 years, we thought that the classroom training is definitely going to make an impact, but it is going to be long term intervention. Then and then you can uh, give the proper effectiveness, training effectiveness. But once you go towards the experiential learning part, which can be inbound, which can be classroom, which can be outbound, it is giving much more result in a shorter duration of time. And we all know, as a HR or as a L&D, we don't have that much liberty of time as an organization. We want to do lot many things in a very shortest span of time, and that's where this outbound training or experiential learning can be of a very good help. So I think I will share two videos of our earlier programs. If you see that, you will get a glimpse of it, and then I will share 2 or 3 minutes of why this book, and what you will get inside these books, so that you can make your training programs or make your employee engagement much more deeper level, right?
Just escape the folder to left.
Yes.
Just go to the folder.
Okay. So I think the first video.
Yeah. Ajay bhai, white one.
Okay. Is the voice audible to all?
On the
Done?
play karo.
Yes. Okay. So the purpose of showing this video, many of the time, how many people are trainers here? Just hand raise. Okay. How many into the HR? Okay, wonderful. Most of the time when we see some LinkedIn post or some Facebook social media post regarding some trainers or people who are conducting all trainings, uh, if you can see that set of people or set of trainers who are doing some classroom training, doing some activity, and if you go to the text and read that they have written it, conducted an outbound program for so and so company, right? So this is one thing which is not appropriate, because outbound or outbound training, it is outward bound. It has no boundaries. It cannot be conducted in the classroom session, and experiential learning can be conducted in the classroom session. So using the right word is very much important. You cannot get confused between experiential learning and outbound training, right? Outbound training can be without any PPT, and doing some activities. It can be in form of games or activities, or it can be in form of some adventure, right? But there should not be any PPT. And what you are doing inside the classroom, along with the PPT, you are running some activities. That is going to be an experiential learning. So this is a clear cut differentiation in that, right? This mode program, which we do twice a year, we teach people how to create their own activity, because we believe that just by copy pasting that activities available on the Google or YouTube will not going to work. So how you can be completely different from the others, and how you can create or design your activities. I will give a small example by that you will get able to understand. Recently, one of the automotive company, they have called us to do one day program for their HODs, right? And when we asked them why you want to conduct a program, and that is outbound, so they have shared that we have three major concerns which we want to address, and which is not getting addressed by classroom trainings. We already done some uh, classroom trainings with very good trainers, but somehow we are not able to achieve it. The three concern of that organization was aligning to vision and mission of an organization. Second thing, change. What is the change? Automobile industry, if you are aware that it is going to be a huge transformation, right, to the EV sector, and the companies on a very larger scale, they are shifting or they are transforming, and people are not able to register change, or they are not able to align with the change. Third, their internal department, they are not coordinating, they are not communicating well. So these three major criteria is what companies has given us. Based on that, we have designed the activity, and it was only three activities in an entire day. Yeah, many people think as a trainer or HR, we have to do multiple activities. It is not true. By designing only three activities, we were able to achieve the outcome at the end of the program, right? And once you design any program, uh, the generally we believe that the debriefing part, you know we have to speak a lot in the debriefing part, but no, it is not true. It should come from the participant's mouth. Then and then your program is successful. So all this aspect we cover. From last 3 to 4 years, we have conducted more than 300 plus outbound training programs, and we have trained almost 300 plus trainers, and overall we have trained 1500 plus trainers so far. So this knowledge we have actually given in this book, and we have given it in a so very simple form, and starting from why outbound training, how to design the activities, what are the key points you have to taken care before designing any activity, and some of the activities, just for your understanding, you can run the same activity, but I always motivate the people that you should understand the activity, and then you should create your own activity. That's how you are being a differentiator in the market, right? Do not just copy the activity and run the activity. Create your own activity and then run. So that is from my side. Maybe we can go for question and answer round. We are here, and anyone wants to ask any question, we are open.
Does anybody, does anyone has any questions? You won't get such good traders around, so while they're here, you may have any confusion as an HR, what you should do, not do, or as an entrepreneur, if you want to know. I'm sure. Yeah, please stand up, and if you could be loud enough and just ask. Yeah, please. While we get the mic.
I have a question regarding the human capital. So you said that human capital is really important, and that I completely agree. But how do we gauge that, like, the humans over there are satisfied, they're happy? So you said if they are satisfied, they are happy, they're enthusiastic about working, that would create a great impact to the company in the profitability, revenue, every aspect. But how do we really gauge that? Because every large corporate's website shows that like their humans are really happy. You know, their employees are really happy. The workplace is great. They are happy. So how do we really gauge that as an outsider? That's what I wanted to
I think this is really a practical question, and I'm doing practical every day.
know.
So answer to any engaged employee is performance. Yes or no?
Yes.
Answer to any effectively, impactfully, engaged employee in company is a performance. Now there are. I have written one article on KPI, key performance indicator, in the context of human capital. Right now, we do review their effectiveness and productivity. Right, as a department, as a company. Now, very simple example. We have an innovation lab. When we started, the participation was 4%, total 4%. Today, the participation rate is 67%. That is one KPI. Number two, every employee, we have the continuous education program. Earlier, the enrollment rate was 22%, today 93%. Are you getting my point? This is what we put many things. This is a sample I am sharing with you, right? Now we have R&D, research and development department. So how can I find they are engaged? So we are a multinational company, right? And I realized that our R&D was the very poor performing department. But when I put my head inside the research and development people, I understood that वो कुछ भी नया करेंगे तो हमारे एमएनसी में क्या बोलेगा मालूम है, ये जर्मनी में हो चुका है, ये तो जापान में ऑलरेडी है. So what we did collectively, we changed the name of department from R&D to SIT. What is SIT? System Integration of Technology. कि वी आर द मल्टीनेशनल कंपनी यार, हम R&D इधर क्या करेंगे, दुनिया भर में टेक्नोलॉजी है, इंडिया को दे दो. वी विल डू सिस्टम इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी एंड वी विल लॉन्च अ कॉस्ट इफेक्टिव प्रोडक्ट. इसको बोलता है ह्यूमन कैपिटल. आर यू गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? सो देयर आर मेनी की परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर विच यू इंटीग्रेट and you tell the people that we are fully, and end of the day I will tell you, if people perform now, you can realize the revenue, profitability and cash flow, right? And end of the day your stock price, that is what. But nitty gritty you have to go to every department and every personal level. And uske pehle wala jo foundation hai, people must feel that we love our company, right? Sign इसका जो मैंने बात किया. So I do recommend आप AMA का वेबसाइट पे जाओ. AMA का न्यूज़लेटर आता है. आई थिंक 2-3 पहले का इश्यू में मेरा एक आर्टिकल है, KPI, की परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर. इट विल आंसर एवरीथिंग इन डिटेल. But thank you, daughter, for a practical question.
Just a follow-up question on that. So these all measures we can gauge from the inside because the company would know how the employees are performing and they have all the data. But as an outsider, if I am deciding what company do I want to join, how do like I make that decision that this company is really good, it's engaging its employee, and this company is not? So
Okay, so उसका straight answer है, एक वेबसाइट है, उसका नाम है screener.in. www.screener.in. जितनी भी रजिस्टर्ड कंपनी है इंडियन स्टॉक मार्केट में, वहां उसका क्वार्टरली प्रेजेंटेशन आता है इन्वेस्टर के लिए. इफ दैट कंपनी फॉल्स अंडर दिस लिस्ट, यू कैन इमीडिएटली चेक द डेटा. और उस 2 स्लाइड पीपल फैक्टर के ऊपर भी आता है. बिकॉज आई एम अ ग्रेट इन्वेस्टर, तो मेरा प्रेजेंटेशन के बिना 1 रुपया भी मैं डालता नहीं हूँ. गाइडेंस. थैंक यू डॉक्टर.
Anybody else? Yeah, you could take the mic. That's probably we're running out of time. This would be the last question.
I'll make it quick. Sir, do you believe there are different personality traits like introverts, extroverts? Do you believe in that idea? So I'll
This
put my
question is to both of them. That also can
yeah,
specify.
both of them. Anyone? Sir as an employer and
Yes, I think there are people who are introverts and extroverts.
okay. So my question is based on this. So I promote myself as confidence coach for introverts, and I'm an introvert advocate that way, and I'm introvert myself. So as an employee, what I realize is these HRs and trainers generally try to use this cookie cutter method, like for everyone, same, but it doesn't work for different personality. So in your training or while engaging your employees, how do you ensure that you consider this aspect of employee engagement? Wherein because introverts don't come out easily, and then HR think that yeah, these guys are so boring, they don't participate, but that's their trait, that's their
As you are saying that two personalities, introverts and extroverts, and this is not a permanent state of mind, introvert and extrovert. I am a highly introvert person when it comes to social or at home, but I am very extrovert. Right. So when you believe that if you want to engage any employee, they are not 100% introvert, neither 100% extroverts. As a trainer, as a coach, as a company, as a HR, when we are driving this kind of activity, it is not related to a set of people, but it is for the people who are involving themselves, and in terms motivating the people who are not, because they are not going to be introvert for entire time.
yeah. So my
Maybe after
question
some
is,
time they will turn into extrovert and they will start saying the things.
yeah. So
So
any tips?
giving time is very much important.
Okay, any tips for that for to engage them quickly because they would generally don't come out and participate. I mean, I as a outbound trainer have experienced this. Some participants they don't come out easily, they hesitate
Right.
and show that resistance. So, would you like to share some tips, or does your book has any tip like that?
Yes. So one thing is very prominent when you are doing any activities is going to be a group activity, and it's a part of both the personality types. If you are a good trainer, if you are a good observer, you will be able to identify the personality types in the beginning or itself. Then you have to focus more on the people and ask the questions or involve them or give them some responsibilities, right? And then they will start getting involved from the beginning of the activity. So it is a pre-work which as trainer has to do when they are just informing about the rules and regulation of the activity. So you have to just gauge that personality type, and according to that you have to, right? It is not an extrovert is going to giving them this any role or responsibility, key role or responsibility, but giving to the other person. I think this is this will work. Yeah.
Thank you.
Just 1 minute, Alpesh bhai. Yeah. See, practically, if you ask me, we recruit maximum engineers in our company, being an engineering company, and majority of the engineers are introvert. वो टेक्निकल पढ़ाई करके आते हैं ना, वो एक्सट्रोवर्ट नहीं होते हैं, राइट? तो वी रन सम प्रोग्राम इंटरनली. एक प्रोग्राम का नाम है स्पीक अप. उसको हम थोड़ा एनकरेज करते हैं, कुछ तो बोलो. आप समझ गए ना, कुछ तो बोलो, स्पीक अप. एंड दूसरा प्रोग्राम हमने रिसेंटली चालू किया है ऑन द गाइडेंस ऑफ अनुपम खेर. नाम सुना है ना? उसका एक एक्टिंग क्लास चलता है बॉम्बे में. तो वी हैव कनेक्टेड विद देम एंड वी हैव नाउ एक्टिंग क्लासेस फॉर इंट्रोवर्ट पीपल, जो डॉक्टर हिरेन भाई ने इनडायरेक्टली बता दिया, राइट? तो हम उसको इंटेंशनली एक्टिंग करवाते हैं कि आप कुछ, बिकॉज दे हैव टू फेस द कस्टमर, टेक्निकल पीपल, राइट? दैट्स इट, आई थिंक. प्लीज सर.
Thank you, Paresh bhai. Thank you for that very important question. I think it's been addressed very well by both Dr. Paresh bhai and Dr. Hiren bhai. With this, we come to an end of this beautiful launch of a new book called Outbound Training Games. I hope you all will pick up your copy, which is right behind. It's available today on a special discounted price of 20% off. Thank you, both the doctors, Dr. Paresh bhai and Dr. Hiren bhai, for this wonderful insight on human psychology and how things can be done for your company. And it's always an ongoing process. It's not something that you just start and stop overnight. It's something which you have to keep engaging in it for lifelong, for your company to grow forever and ever. And thank you all of you for being here today evening and encouraging both of them in what they've been doing with this new book launch. Also, there's a feedback form available. I request all of you to please fill that up so that we know what were your thoughts and we can work upon it as AMA. Thank you all once again for being here tonight and wishing you all a beautiful weekend up ahead.